On the live line, Dave Lapham. You know him from Cincinnati Bengals broadcasts. David, we appreciate the time this morning. Kind of bum you out a little bit that the Browns are getting so much more love than the Bengals this year?
It's deserved. Good morning, Joe. It's deserved. I mean, the Browns have done an unbelievable job. A calendar year ago, they were still, hadn't won a football game. They were still trying to battle back from a winless season. And then last year they go 7-8-1, and they've made a lot of unbelievable moves. You got to give them all the credit in the world. But now the expectation, the bar is very, very high. So to me, it's going to be interesting. They win a football game 6-3, and Odell Beckham's upset he didn't get the ball, and Tyler, and it's just there's in fighting in house because everybody it's I me instead of we us. We'll see how much we us there is instead of I me. That's the big thing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I want to talk Bengals for sure, but I got to ask Zeke Elliott, former OSU player, cracking up with $90 million for 6 years. You think the running back is worth that kind of cake?
When you look at it, the running back used to have huge value. Now, you say $90 million, man, nothing to sneeze at. When you see the quarterbacks, signing for 130 plus, it tells you that the value of the running back is lessened, and wide receivers are making more money than that. It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, that's today's National Football League. It's a $14+ billion industry, so the players are going to get paid. They're the product. They're going to get paid.
Dave, Matt McCoy here. I got to ask you, staying with the Buckeye theme, and the Bengals certainly have plenty of those, which was a bigger surprise to you, that Michael Jordan, as a rookie draft choice, ends up winning the starting job at guard, or that Billy Price, last year's first-round draft choice, ends up losing his starting job on the Bengals offensive line?
Yeah, and that's a good question. I mean, Billy Price got Wally picked. Basically, what happens. I mean, there's 100% injury risk to every player, every play, and when you step aside due to injury, you may not get your job back. Billy's been fighting injury, so it's unbelievable. He was so durable up at Ohio State, but tears his pec in the bench posting at the combine, and he comes into the Bengals and he has a Liz Frank injury last year, and this year it's plantar fasciitis. And when you have injuries to your feet, that's the foundation. You have a crack in the foundation. It's hard. It's hard to deal with these 325-pound behemoths, and I think he's having a hard time getting his feet, on the ground in a very firm fashion that you need to take on these bull rush guys. And I think a lot of it is due to him just not playing as well as others, but some of it might be because he's still a little bit impaired physically. But Michael Jordan, man, this guy, he is a beast. I mean, he's big, broad, thick, wide. Everywhere you can be big, he's big, really long arms. A guy his size, 6'6", 325 pounds, had a 32-inch vertical jump. So he's got some explosion. And in the early stages of training camp, as I was watching some of the tape, I'm like, boy, his good is really, really good. His bad is concerning, but, man, that good is so good. There's some upside there. And he just won the job. I mean, he's a very smart guy. They trust him. They trust him big time.
I want to ask you, Zach Taylor, young head coach, Bengals get him first year. What is your impression of him as you get ready to dive into the season in Seattle on Sunday?
Steady Eddie kind of guy, a guy that's just going to stay the course. I don't think you can have anything worse happen to you than 45 minutes into training camp to lose your best player, injury, in A.J. Green. And A.J. Green is still elite now. I mean, he's doing things in the mini camps and OTAs. I'm like, oh boy, AJ is still a top shelf guy. There's no question about it. And then they lose him. So and Zach just he's unflappable. He just stay the course. Things are gonna get better. Things are gonna take care of themselves, and I think that's gonna bode well for him because like Tyson said, everybody's got a game plan to get hit in the mouth, and then you have to make some adjustments and not lose your mind. And I think he's gonna handle that part of it pretty well. But that's going to be, in my mind, the big question: how quickly these young coaches who haven't really coached together very much make adjustments. In the NFL, it's not the day after the game, halftime. It's right between series. I mean, you have to get together as a group and make adjustments. That's what happens in the league, and nobody does it better than the Patriots and Belichick, but everybody's striving to do that.
Yeah, working on it for sure. A little spotty during the preseason. We're talking to Dave Lapham. I got to get your preview. Bengals Seahawks, 4 o'clocker on Sunday. What do you think?
Well, in the preseason, vanilla wasn't what the Bengals were. They were white vanilla. They did nothing. I saw three blocking patterns in the running game and two protections. And so they didn't show anything. A lot of people don't, but Zach feels like one of the big things that he's got to his advantage is they don't really know what he's going to do. They're looking at the Rams tape. They're looking at Dolphins tape when he was there. Looking at Texas A&M tape when he was there. He could, draw from a bunch of things. So, they're looking at that. The bottom line is the Bengals are 9.5, 10-point underdogs for a reason. I mean, Seattle wins 2 times as many games as they lose, more than that, at home since the stadium opened in 2002. The noise, the great players. And, the Bengals have to bring their A game and hope Seattle brings their B minus.
Gotcha. Well, I know you're going to bring your A game. You do it every week. We'd love to listen, and we appreciate the time this morning. Dave Lapham here talking Bengals on News Radio 610 WTVN.